Most singers have a huge problem singing from the chest voice through the vocal break and into the head voice without pushing, without squeezing, without choking, without experiencing instability problems, and without sounding weak and windy on top. I know this because I dedicated my life to helping singers learn how to fix that problem. My name is Robert Lunte, and I'm the founder of the Vocalist Studio. Work with my training program, and if you do your part in practice, I guarantee you, you'll fix that problem.
Last time, kind of the big thing was like, one of the main things was the cry mode. So I went back to those three, cry mode, techniques, and just kind of, driving in the car, crying. Found it's been a great way to vent too,
Sure.
I just start crying about everything when I'm around, everything. It's been good,
just getting in touch with your inner child, are you?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Like, yeah, this person's cutting me off and whatever, I just kind of cry about it.
All right.
Just trying to cry into everything I'm doing, and just, and maybe sometimes over crying, but just to like,
kind of hard to.
Yeah, because that was
kind of hard to overcry. Like in the context of the singing technique that we're talking about, it's kind of hard to overdo it. Actually.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You can. If I were to overdo cry mode, it would just essentially be visually and audibly ridiculous. It would be like a joke, That is to say that it's rare that you would ever get to that point unless you were like purposely trying to look foolish.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So lay into it as much as you possibly can. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So you've been crying and weeping like a puppy. That's good. Whimpering like a puppy. So I presume that you have been doing that with your workouts as well. That you've been training.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah,
okay.
Just trying to cry into, basically just really focusing on in everything, just like, I'm just really sad, and just really trying to.
All right.
Yeah.
Do you have one of these?
So unfortunately, I don't have the microphone set up. I was gonna actually ask you about that. I don't know. I haven't received it yet, but I sent in all my stuff. I thought it would be here, but
yep, it should be. Let me tell you what's going on with those guys. The promo has been really successful, so they ran out of inventory.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I got a phone call from Ross, who's the CEO, Dusty Wakeman's his lieutenant, the guy that we work with, and he gave me a call. It was about 2.5 weeks ago. Just want to let you know we're out of inventory. And oh shit, I got people buying. Well, don't worry about it. How long it will be to get it in? He said it'd be about 4 weeks for them to get a new truckload in. And I actually been in their studio before when they've received product.
Mm-hmm.
They're in this big. It's like a semi truck that backs up into it, and they have forklift, pallets full of microphones.
Okay.
So they're going to be like dropping off like 500 new mics. So
okay.
I apologize to keep you waiting, but I've kept a list of people that are owed a microphone. So I'd say maybe 1 to 2 weeks from now, we should be shipping them all out.
Okay, perfect. No, that sounds.
Hello, I'm Robert Lunte, founder of the Vocalist Studio. When you purchase the Vocal Athlete package, when you invest in my 2 top training programs, MOJAVE Audio is going to send you this microphone, the MAD, the smooth alternative, this hand-built, beautiful, well-crafted microphone for free. No kidding. Purchase the Vocal Athlete package with Vocalist Studio, MOJAVE Audio will send you this beautiful mic for free. And it's a great mic, it really is.
No, that sounds good. I figured something like that was up, but I didn't have I was going to go buy a 58 or something, but I just didn't have a chance.
Okay. So. In the meantime, you don't have a mic?
I'm just not here. I'm still working on getting this studio set up. So this set up. So I'm hoping we can still, you can still hear me okay, at least through the speakers. If
I can. We'll work with it. We'll just make it work. Get a mic as soon as possible. Yeah, and if you don't have your lovely MAD, then, you know, dude, just go to a pawn shop and buy some old beat up crappy thing.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Like get a fix.
It's perfectly fine. I have a closet full of them.
Yep. Yep. Right. Yeah. So I just didn't have a chance to
get it. Go get it. Go get it. If we're gonna train again, I need you to go get it.
Yep. So, no, I'll get one.
Let me show you something. Where'd it go? I'm looking for it. There might be you. Yeah, this guy. All right, so this is a Chinese piece of crap. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Chinese. This is like a $1,000 biodynamic from Germany. Not a piece of crap. But this literally cost, dude, like $12 or $15 on Amazon. It's perfectly fine.
Oh yeah. That's the one you're using?
I've used it just for fun sometimes. Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, until you get your MAD, until you get your real mic, go out to Amazon, get a little dynamic mic, have them ship it to you. I mean, they have mics out there for like $12 or $15. Okay, just something to beat her. Okay.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I'll work on getting that and get my little. I got a little Yamaha, just small practice amp deal, you know.
And that too, the amplification doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't. No. I practiced and trained out of a PV guitar amp for years until I got a PA system. It's perfectly fine. Just turn that saturation off, turn on a little bit of reverb. Look, we're just doing scales, you know. So you just want to have a little bit of amplification that's decent, and just a little pinch of reverb, and that's all you need. All right. So that being said, let's do it. Let me hear you.
I got my. Can you hear that? Okay.
I can.
Okay, that's my online.
Yeah, sounds good.
Online piano. So should be able to get through this one. So. Okay. What do we want?
What have you been training?
So, you know, I've been kind of training along, you know, so on the TVS. So basically I've just been going through all of the onsets, the training routines, well, I just kind of go one video. Basically I do one video and I practice with your recorded content, and then I play the piano, or, you know, the audio afterwards, and kind of finish it. So I kind of get an exposure to all of them.
All right, listen. Let's be completely transparent with each other, okay? Yeah. Because I need to coach you, and you spend a lot of money, and I want to make sure you're getting results, okay? Yeah. And I understand that we have families and jobs and life and other shit going on. I get that. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So, what have you actually spent time training? Be honest.
Well, I mean, I am being honest. I go through all of the, I just do, like, you know, maybe 4 times a week. I'll do, you know, I'll probably practice 4 times a week, and I'll just go from video, and then I'll kind of restart and go back down, you know. That's what I would say.
Okay, that sounds good. That sounds good. So, let's explore your workflow again. Okay, it sounds like you're putting in a lot of time. That's good. Yeah. Let's explore your workflow a bit. That is to say, and you were just sort of kind of going through it a little bit, like I do this, and then I do that, and then I do this, and I go back and do that. I gave you a 90-day training routine, I believe, an Evernote 90-day training routine that, in my opinion, is if you put the first 60, 90 days into that routine, you'll get the fastest results in the shortest amount of time. If that makes sense. You'll get the biggest results in the shortest amount of time.
And you sent that to me after our last lesson, or?
I remember you now. You're the guy with the cool floaty cam that has the bot.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't hide now, buddy.
Yeah.
Do you remember that the 90-day routine? It's also in the program. It's like in that first, but sometimes people don't find it easily. Let me get it for you.
Okay, yeah, because I'm on the dashboard, and then let's see, library. So
it wouldn't be in the library. It's going to be in your 4 pillars of singing. Module 1, you're getting started. It's inside the getting started stuff.
Oh, gotcha. I've kind of been just right to the training stuff. Let's see. Okay.
Oh, you've been straight to the training page?
Well, I
believe it's on the training page as well, frankly.
Okay. Well, I guess I have no excuses. So I got starting quick lessons mobile app, recommended vocal gear training download file. How to schedule lesson stage 1.
You'll have to open those up. See, they sort of accordion, they kind of collapse. So if you open them up, you may be missing some of your lessons.
Okay.
See that?
Let's see.
Open them up, and I think in there you're going to see something that says 90-day training routine. And I believe it's also a link on the, if you go out to your training page you're familiar with, at the top of the training page, I do believe there's a link up there that says 90-day training page, and it takes you out to this page, which I just pasted into the text messaging.
Okay, I'll just look at it. Let's see. Okay, let's see if I get there.
Tell me if that looks familiar.
Okay. 90-day training routine. Yep. Sign up from this book. Private lesson.
Does that look familiar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it does. First, be sure to train. Okay. So maybe, because I know I've seen some like training routines. Oh, train your first onset. Apply. Okay. Okay. So I guess how do observation team practice a business? So I guess do you just go through this step by step? Or?
Yes, that is my expert advice. Is that you start there, okay? And if you just take a look at it, you know enough already to recognize that that you'll notice there's your onsets, there's your cry mode stuff, there's your warm-ups, there's your first sirens, the bridge to passaggio, and it does work in sequence. You're going to work from the top down.
Okay, because I see homework, right? Observations and homework, and then
observations and homework is forget that.
Oh, so maybe I'm not seeing. So I see the TVS 90-day training routine, observations, homework, then first 30 to 90 days. Be sure to train at the external training page.
My apologies. Right, observations and homework is correct. Yes.
Okay. So then, yeah, and then how do you know when to go to the next workout? How do you know when you're progressing? Yeah, I mean, okay. I guess, is there a specific way I should, because I kind of like, what I did was I started with all of the coordination and tuning onsets. And I did wind and release, track and release, quack and release, messa de voce.
Yeah.
Missing. Then once I had those, then I went to the the strength, attack, contract and release, and
that's good. That's good. So look, I just deleted that homework piece. That was a little confusing. All right, so just refresh the page.
Okay. Improvements, 30 to 120 minutes. So you just click these links.
You should see it just says your first 30 to 90 days.
Yeah, first 30 90 days. All right, so starting there. So I train, that's what I do. So when you say like train at the external page, that's what I go to, and I just kind of go through the training videos.
So there are different ways to train the content. This is the 90-day training routine.
Okay.
These workouts are on the training page, but I really would prefer that you can go to the training page. You can still work with the training page, but I want you to follow this routine. So
Okay.
there's a difference between the training page that archives all the workouts. That's one thing, and then there's following a routine, following a workflow.
And that's what I need. So
I know it is. I know that's what you need. And that's why you created. Not only you, but 100,000 students around the world. Me too. We all need. It's not enough just to have a bunch of cool skills organized and lessons organized in a learning management system. You have to then give your students a map or a workflow on how to get to all those and which ones to do first. And what I'm saying is, this is the best one I've ever created.
Okay, but so where is like step one?
Well, it doesn't say step one, but step one would be okay. You want step one?
You know, like where's the map? You know, where if I'm like, okay, where do I start? I'm doing the routine, you know.
Okay, you're going to work from the top down. So I'm going to share my screen. Okay, I'll just help you. All right, so I've cleaned this up a little bit. The 90-day training routine.
Okay.
That's what we got here. It's for everybody.
Yep.
We're going to make that even a little bit bigger. Okay. Boomski. Boom. All right. Step one. Be sure to train at the external training page.
Right, and that would be all the training lessons and stuff that I have on the TVS, right?
That's correct. And on the course, on the program, maybe we should take some time to just to explain this. You've seen the library. So in the library, you have the 4 pillars of singing, which is the course.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then you have the training page, which is it's just only for training content.
All the videos with the tracks and your demonstration.
Right. The train. It doesn't have lecture. It doesn't have lecture content in it. It just has. Okay, great. So we're clear on that.
Clear. Yeah.
All right. And you should spend time in both. One, go get smart. The other one, go get strong. Okay. All right. Cool. Since this is the 90-day training routine, I'm not dropping in the course lecture content. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm saying, make sure that you are. Hang on here. Make sure you are logged into the 4 pillars of singing. Okay. Got it. Make sure you're logged in, because if you click any of these links, it's not going to work. Right? Because you got to be logged in. Are you logged in?
I mean, I believe so. I'm in the training.
I think you are, because you said, are you looking at your library? Are you logged in? That should be a pretty easy thing to.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at my library.
Okay, and you're logged in. Great. Check. Okay. Now go to this page here. This Evernote page here. Do you have it up? You looking at it?
Yep.
Okay. Click on the training page, which I think you already have. Just launch it. Have it up on a browser. Have it on a tab.
Yep. It says, welcome back, Michael. I'm 44.
Okay, good. All right. So in the beginning, we're just sort of getting our facilities set up. Okay.
Sure.
Get logged in, get the course, get the training page, get the amp, get the mic. So that's what we're doing here. Okay. Log in to Vocalist Studio. We already did that. View the quick start video lesson. We're not going to do that right now because it's just going to be kind of repeating what I'm telling you right now. Okay. Make sure you have a keyboard. Do you have a keyboard?
Got it. Yep.
Right. Let's hear it. Right. Got a keyboard. Good. Check. Find privacy so you can focus when you train.
As much as I can right now.
That's a tough order. It's a tough order for a lot of people. It is. You do the best you can. I understand.
I've got some stories for you for sure. I've been some places down. I've had homeless people go, "What's wrong?" Trying to find quiet places to go sing. It's been fun, but anyhow, yeah, find the quiet place.
That's part of the journey of training.
It's like, yeah,
I've dealt with that too. You know, had all kinds of things happen to me. People poking their head in the door, being dick.
I was down by a school that I thought was out, you know, and I was singing like in their like rain shed. And this guy comes and is like, "What? You are reverberating through our office right now." I was like,
"That's great."
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm, you know, all right. I'll take off. You know, I didn't think anyone was here, but it's really important because when you're around people and you're practicing, it's kind of, it takes you out of your head a little bit, or puts you in your head, or in any ways.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Yeah.
It's a big issue.
Yeah.
Okay, so I believe when this is linked, actually, it's going to go to a video or a lesson that gives you, it's going to take us to a lesson that gives us a list of places you can practice.
Okay.
Some ideas on where you can practice. I'm looking at it right now. Okay. Boom. All right. I just pulled it up. Good for me. Here we go. Check it out. I clicked on that link and look what it does. Okay. Scroll down, watch the video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's talk about stage 1. Now, stage 1, you're not actually going to do a lot of training and practicing, but that's okay. Know this. Stage 1 is every bit as important as any of the other stages in this success path. Okay? Why? Because it's in stage 1 that you're going to learn how to set up your training environment, how to get the tools that you need, and what are the tools that you need to train.
All right, and off I go, and I talk about the mic and the keyboard, and then, all right, so if you scroll, so this is really helpful. You scroll down. Have you seen this?
Yeah. No. Yep. I've seen this. Yep.
Okay. Check this out. Commonly used training spaces. Did you see this by chance?
Yep. I saw that one.
Just some ideas. Okay.
I do the vehicle a lot. That's pretty much the one that I can do the most.
Yeah, it's a popular.
It's a bummer because I'm sitting down though. I don't feel like I'm getting the respiration, but it's what you can do.
It's not ideal. It's not ideal, but here's what will happen. It's one of the first big it's like the first big milestone that a training student that does what we're doing has to get through. I think it's like one of the first big achievements, and that is to define your training space.
Yeah.
Until you do, you're gonna be chased by the hounds and chased by the police and chased by the neighbors, and it's part of the pays your dues. It's really it's a hazing phase.
Yeah.
It's a phase that's designed to test you. Okay, and you'll have a lot of different tests as you go along. How bad do you want this? How bad do you want this? Okay, and that's one of the first things. It's sort of ironic, isn't it? When one of the first tests is, you know, how bad can you handle having people laugh at you? How bad can you handle having people, make you feel sort of self-conscious?
Yeah.
It's taking you on a journey, all right? But if you don't give up and you keep getting, and you try some of these ideas and other ideas that are like that, what will happen is, you'll find a space. Maybe it's Uncle Bob's shed. Maybe it's an attic somewhere. Maybe it's a basement somewhere. Maybe it's the YMCA. Maybe it's the church. Maybe they'll let you in on 3 nights a week for $8 or something. Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta find a space.
Yeah.
Someone will stand behind you and give you your space.
Yeah. Well, I'll keep going. I'm making it work. So I have a space up in Vancouver, which is good. I have a friend's basement, and then I have my spot there. But when I'm down here, I got to work a little harder. But
there's got to be a jam room thing somewhere like where bands go, maybe.
Yep, I'll find something.
Okay.
For sure.
Or a school.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I'm not a student at the University of Washington, but I visit there from time to time, and I just walk into the music school and they have rehearsals in there. Yeah.
That's not a bad idea.
Just walk in there, and you know what? And nobody cares. Nobody cares. It's an empty room that's designed for people to practice with a piano in there. If you can just walk in and do it, I mean, 3 things will happen. 1, nothing. Nobody cares. They'll just think you're a student. That's probably the main thing that'll happen. Or somebody comes and goes, I don't recognize you. Are you a student here? Well, actually, I'm not, but I really need a place to practice my voice. Okay, don't tell me. Okay, just lock the door.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? Yep. Okay. So figure that out.
Yeah.
It's your first
space. Yep.
Okay, got the space. Let's go back to this guy. Okay. Got our piano. We're going to get a microphone soon. Learn how to hold your microphone properly.
Yep.
Cradle grip.
Cradle. Yep. That's what
That's there. I think you went through that a little bit.
Yep.
Okay. So I'm going to keep moving. All right. Your training and time commitments. This is a popular question. How much time do I need to train? How much time do I need to do all this? All right, to really get results. Okay, because again, we have jobs and families and things. And I think this is a great video. We're not going to watch right now, but you're going to need to train 30 to 120 minutes per session. That is, you and I are training today 30 to 120 minutes. Okay, based on how much time you have. Okay, at least 3 to 6 days a week. Okay.
Yep.
So that translates to bare minimum. Bare minimum. What does that translate to?
180 minutes a week. Bare minimum. Well, I guess bare minimum would be 90 minutes a week.
That's right. Bare minimum would be 30 minutes, 3 days a week. Bare minimum.
Bare minimum, yeah.
If you do less than that, you won't be able to stay in front. It's like losing weight or working out. Okay.
Right.
You do less than that, the motor skills you won't stay in front of it. You'll just falling back and you won't get better. Okay. All right. Then we transition here to actual training. So we're done preparing, and then we transition here to actual training. Okay. What does it start with?
Vocal cry mode.
There you go. Right. Shouldn't surprise you because you were working on that. We've got to get the larynx configured in a position that is exotic, especially in this context. It's very exotic. That is required. It's not just a good idea. It's not just Rob's technique that works. It's required. Okay. If you're going to be a competition long distance runner, it's required that you run.
Right.
Okay. Cry mode is not just a technique. Cry mode, it's not just a technique to get you into the singing voice. Cry mode, what, Michael? Cry mode
is the singing voice. It is what you said is learning to control that and to use it is the art of singing.
It is the singing voice. It is the physical larynx position. It is the laryngeal position, the physical mode, the position we must get into to sing.
Yes.
Okay. And I know that you get that. So that's a nice little. So we'll come back to this. I want to see what you're doing with your cry mode, but I'll just blow through the rest of this. So now, once we started getting a feel for the vocal mode, like you said, you've been crying like a madman, and that probably paid off. Then we begin to work on the first onset. A track and release onset. That makes sense because you see what's happening. We're getting ready to do the workouts, right?
Yeah.
So if we're do the workouts, kind of think about it logically. If we're gonna like put on the recording and start going after it and getting the workouts, we still have to prepare for it. We got to have a piano, we got to have privacy, we got to have a mic, and then and technically we have to, at a bare minimum, absolute bare minimum, we have to understand the concept of cry mode and at least trying to get into cry mode when we start doing the first workouts. Otherwise, we're just going to get tired and burned out. Okay. And we have to have an onset. Not all 8 of them, but we just need at least one good onset. One good onset, cry mode, you're ready to start training. Make sense?
Yep.
Okay, good. And off it goes. warm-ups and the rest of the onsets, and then after we got the onset, we put them on the move and we start bridging the passaggio with the sirens. Okay, that's it. 60 to 90 days. Get really good at all of this, and then all this other cool stuff inside the content, all the other training content is just fun. Right. They're just puzzles to solve, but you have the motor skills and the basic knowledge to take a swing at it. Okay?
Okay. So basically the routine is, is going through, basically just starting to go, I mean, obviously the routine is what you said, preparing, setting up, preparing, getting ready, getting the mode, and then when you're actually, let's say we're at that point, I mean, because I guess I feel like I kind of train I've done all the onsets, and I do, the sirens, and I do the onsets with sirens, but I guess I kind of do them at random, I would say, at this point.
Okay, all right. So I understand what you're saying, because you didn't have sort of the strict routine that I'm showing you here. Okay, so
real quick though, because it says like training more onsets, so it's like track, quack, wind. I did train all those, but I guess I did go through those and basically almost in that order, except I did wind and I started wind and release early to try and get up higher in frequency. But
good.
Other than that, I did all of those, and then kind of moved on to the onsets and sirens. I'd say that's where I'm in right now, is onsets and sirens. I'm working on that. Would be the
okay. Great. I think you've done a good job. All right. You do understand that once you've done these and you understand them, and you feel like you're doing them better, or you feel like you're doing them well, you do understand that they don't go away. You're going to continue to practice. Just like it's like a golf swing. You're going to continue to practice. Oh, okay, good. So I'm going to say goodbye now, and you're like, Mr. Okay.
I have to go back to them all the time, sometimes in my sirens, and I'm like, what? I'm like, am I even doing the onset right anymore? And then I have to go back to the onset and be like, oh yeah, that's how.
Then I think you're doing great. Okay. I think you're doing great. You just need a little bit more linear structure, and I want you to just go. This is kind of what you've been doing, but with a little bit more workflow, a little bit more discipline behind it. Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. I'll start doing that.
Okay, my friend. Therefore, I'm going to give you a note. No, you're going to give yourself a note since you have your keyboard. All right. Okay. And show me crime mode. Show me crime mode. Show me. We're gonna use inspiration from that sheet. By the way, bookmark that thing, okay?
Yep, I got that right here.
All right, good. All right. Show me crime mode.
All right, okay. My name is Michael, and I've just been really trying to learn singing really well, and then I just sort of kind of cry, and then I go, ah, and then siren, crying, I just cry a little harder.
Okay, that's not bad. That's good. Let's just make sure that. Let me help you with that. Not bad. It's good. I'll give you a B. Okay. All right. So it's the 3-step vocal cry mode workflow game, which is what you're playing, but it's a little sloppy.
Okay.
Notice I got a lot of workflows in my thing. Step 1, step 2, step 3. It's a good way to break things down. Okay. So this is also a workflow. It's got 3 steps in it. Make those steps when you do a workflow. When you're making a Model T and it's coming down the conveyor line and you're in a workflow and you're the front right tire lug nut guy. Okay. You make sure that you put in the best damn lug nuts in the factory. That you're the right tire lug nut guy, and you do that all day long, and it is perfect. Okay? And because before it goes on, because it's going to go on to the next guy down the next line, he's the back right lug neck guy, and he doesn't want to have to worry about the front. He's doing the back. Okay, so great workflows require that each work element is done properly and perfectly before you go to the next. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, the integrity of the next workflow, of the next step, will be compromised. And if that compromised integrity of the workflow continues down the line, then at some point, 5, 6 steps down the line, you've got a mess.
Right. Okay. So I wasn't doing, so because the workflow, at least for the first one, is, you know, it didn't have, it was kind of, yeah, speaking it like
you didn't even do it. You went straight into to step 2.
I did, yeah.
And you transitioned from step 2 to step 3, and even that wasn't, it was sort of mushy. So what I want you to do, okay, is I want you to be geeky about these things and really be perfect and accurate about them, okay, because it will pay off. 90 days from now, 6 months from now, it'll pay off, okay, that you slowly worked that golf swing like the golf pro told you to do for 6 months, and you didn't even tee off for the first 90 days. You didn't even, just imagine, he doesn't even want me to hit a ball. Don't hit a ball for 90 days. You're just going to go really slow, and there's a reason for that. Okay? All right. 3-step vocal cry mode workflow game. Step 1, I'm just talking to you like this, okay? Just regular speech mode. Is nothing really difficult about this, but the one thing that it is, it gives us a start. It gives us a place to start, and it gives us a place from which to go to something else, okay? So now I'm in step 2, kind of starting the techniques now. You notice that I thinned out my vocal folds, okay? That's increasing my compression, all right? It is also... It's also going to remove all the pharyngeal constriction. If I try to take this position to a higher frequency, instead of choking and pushing, it'll work much better for me, okay? Yeah, I know, because since I'm not actually singing, I sound like a fool, but we'll fix that in step 3, okay? Step 3 is the part where the neighbors realize, oh, he's actually doing something over there that sounds cool. Okay, so we're going to step 3. I got to give myself a cue note. Preferably something above the passaggio, all right? And I'm just going to... All right, let me try it again. Okay, step 1, Rob, just in speech mode, nothing to write home about, but it's where we start. Okay, step 2, now I'm in cry mode. She broke my heart, My vocal folds are thinned out, they're thinned out. Now I'm going to put it into context of singing range. I'm going to do a slow ascending siren. In cry mode, the game is I'm going to maintain this position on a vowel. Yeah! It's the same thing. It's just it's the same thing. It's exactly the same thing as but I'm sustaining.
I know, it's kind of weird.
That's the trick. It's like a you go from a crying baby to Rob Halford in 3 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's all context. It's all about context. So keep that in mind when you start feeling embarrassing. It's just get to step 3.
Get to the step 3. Yeah.
Anybody that's got their ear pressed against the door, anybody that's like listening to you across the street, and maybe you're self-conscious about that, and you would be, it's just being human. Just get to step 3. Yeah. And let them out, and they'll go, oh, okay, this must be a singer.
Something. Yeah.
Must be practicing. Oh, okay, that sounds kind of cool. I'm going to stop.
Yeah, maybe.
And people would do that in Seattle, my studio in Seattle. People would be like, because people would be wailing and shit, and they'd stop outside and they'd just be like, what the fuck is that? No. But it's cool. They're like, that's actually cool. You know?
Yeah, once they would listen to it for a minute, Like,
I definitely... Wow, that's like superhuman. You know? Okay, your turn. Ready?
Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm talking. I'm just doing my speech. I don't really care about anybody or anything else. I'm just doing a talk. I'm just talking right now, and then I'm just gonna elongate my folds a little bit. I'm kind of thinking about what my girlfriend might be thinking about, and maybe she might be thinking about leaving. I told her I was doing vocals, but now I'm doing vocal. Now this is me doing vocal lessons.
Okay, so you had your three workflow elements there that were better. Well, when you go from 2 to 3, that needs to have more discipline behind it. I don't want you to just go, and just sort of blast out any note. You need to start low and siren. It's got to be controlled. You got to control this stuff. Okay, so now I'm speaking as if I'm really sad, but here I go. My target note is the G. Okay, here I go. You see, I'm not just blasting out a note. That's an ascending glissado.
Okay, so I need to pick a note. Okay.
Yeah, pick a note. Of course, a good note to go for. And when you transition to 3. Start low. You can cue yourself in the lower note, like maybe maybe do a 5th, maybe the C. Give yourself a C.
C. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, C. Okay.
You did C to G, so you have a 5th.
Gotcha.
All right. Okay. Now I'm in step 2 right now. I'm going to give myself a cue for that first note, and I know that I'm going to go 5th. So you see, I've framed it in a real interval. I've framed it in something that has discipline. Okay, that's
gotcha.
If I practice the technique, if I do the physical thing inside the confines of a real musical movement, I'm going to get something out of it. If you're just blaring a physical thing, that's not. It's not music, but this has musicality to it.
Gotcha.
Okay, discipline to it, because in songs you will go from 1 to 5.
Sure. Yeah.
And that's why we have the keyboard here too, by the way, to keep it. Right. So I'm gonna talk more. And then if you're feeling ambitious, you might go. Go back down, okay, and work the interval.
Okay.
Good.
All right, I'll try that. Okay, I'm just talking. I'm really gonna focus on doing an interval of 1 to the G. Just kind of talk. I'm just getting a little bit elongate those vocal folds a little more. Just kind of focus on that C, and then I start to sign, and then I start to sing, and then I start to sign.
There you go. Match the notes.
More notey, yeah.
Yeah, it has to be. It has to be. You have to always be. If you're doing something like this, or you're doing a more disciplined workout, or you are singing for sure, a song for sure, you have to always keep your intonation in mind.
Okay.
In music and singing, which is music, there's a lot of liberty to play with rhythm. There's a lot of liberty to play with melody. There's a lot of freedom to do different ways to make noise. Okay, that's probably infinite. There's a lot of license to be creative. Okay, but the one thing that we can't be creative with, the one thing that we are a slave to in music, in a world, as musicians, in a world of freedom, in a world of creative, we can do all kinds of creative. We can add bongos to this song if we want to tonight. Okay, in that kind of world, there is one thing that we are a slave to, that we do have a master to, that we cannot ever get out of. And what is that?
Pitch.
That's right. That's right. It's the notes on this piano. It's frequency. That's a bit esoteric and sort of philosophical, but it's true if you think about it. Even rhythm, which has a linear math to it as well, can be pushed and pulled and slowed down and sped up, and get an artistic expression out of that. Pitch, it's either you're on. If you're on, you're on, and it has potential for music. If you're off pitch, and in your situation that we're talking about today, so you're doing part 3 of the workflow, and you're just sort of making a sound, and you're not being conscious of going, you're not being conscious of an interval or matching something, then technically you're making noise.
Gotcha. Okay.
You're making noise. You're not making something that is musical or could be musical.
Gotcha. Okay.
So frequency keeps us musicians.
Okay. Yeah. So basically it's always be aiming for something, always be working out in the structure of a pitch.
Frequency first.
Frequency first. Okay.
Above all else, even before crime mode. Frequency first.
Okay. Because I think I kind of learned crime mode by not even thinking about free. I was just like, which is probably why.
It shows. And it's not that wasn't a waste of time. Look, if you're singer-sizing in the shower, in the car, you're driving in traffic or whatever, and you just go, ah! That's different. That's okay. You're still getting something out of that. I want you to understand that, okay? If you're singer-sizing, right? Singer-sizing is something that I hope you came across in my program. I talked about it. It's things that we do when we're sitting in traffic or walking down the street. You don't have a perfect environment by any means, but you just want to, keep the vocal folds and the compression working, and you want to keep working on your motor skills. Okay. Then you can, then it's okay to do that. It's okay to sort of blare something out. All right. But not when we're doing this.
Gotcha. Okay.
When you're sitting down in a controlled environment with me or with you, or even sitting in a stairwell, and I'm going to practice right now in the stairwell. I'm not.
Focus practice time.
I'm not washing my armpits while I do it. I'm not driving. I am sitting down to practice. Then you are a slave to frequency. Okay.
Got it. Okay. That's a good one.
All right. So let's try it again.
Okay.
And when you get to 3. Sing real notes. Sing real notes. Sing a real interval.
Okay.
Or be conscious of trying.
Okay, I'll try and do D to A. Okay, I'm just talking. I'm in speech mode right now. I'm just gonna focus on. I gotta make sure I'm focusing on frequency, and then I start to elongate my vocal cords a little bit because I'm starting to cry a little bit more, and then I'm starting to think about the note, and then I start to siren.
Yes.
Okay.
That is 5x more productive.
Awesome. Okay, so vocal cry mode. I think that was what I was missing about the 3 steps. I was, like you said, I was just doing the 3 steps and then just screaming basically, and then okay, all right. Well, so
the 3 steps sloppy, and then you were doing the 3 steps sloppy, and then making noise.
Yeah, gotcha.
And guess what? You still got something out of it.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. But it wasn't the most efficient. You're zigzagging progress by doing that. You're zigzagging and you're going back and chasing. I want you to go straight there. Okay? So to get straight from where you are today to getting really freaking awesome. Like I'm telling you, dude, the body's an amazing thing. Just like losing weight. If you've ever lost like 20 pounds, it's like, holy shit, man, I look great. And it finally paid off. Like, it is visible, man. You know, the voice is the same. Okay, so if you do this the right way and you're just patient, you give it 90 days or 4 months or so, there will be a time it's like, holy shit, I'm singing Led Zeppelin right now. And it's not so bad. It's okay. It will happen.
Okay. So
but you got to be really disciplined. Okay, it's no different than learning to play guitar. If I was a guitar teacher, I'd be saying, dude, your fretting sucks. It's like it's all sloppy. You're not pressing down on the fret, and it's because all you do is every day you come in here every week with your guitar lesson and you just shred as fast as you possibly can. And I'm just here to tell you, I know you think that's cool, but actually your fretting sucks. It sounds sloppy, and you're not getting better. What I need you to do as your guitar teacher is I need you to take this thing. Have you seen this thing? It's called a metronome. Okay, I want you to take the metronome home. Okay. Oh, you like Inve? Okay, then I hope you like your metronomes because he started this. And you're going to start to sing out as a really slow beat, and you're going to do that Phrygian minor scale that we've been working on that you keep hacking on, and you're going to do it at this speed for a week. And then you're going to do it at this speed for a week. And then this speed for a week. And every time you do it, you're going to be able to staring at your fingertips, and you're going to fret that stuff better. And if you don't do that, then you're wasting my time. I'm happy to take your money, but I'd really rather take your money and actually feel like I'm doing something that's purposeful.
Gotcha. Okay.
Singing is the same in terms as any other instrument in terms of a lot of things, but one of the things that people don't realize is if you start slow on scales or you work on what we talked about and if you get accurate and you speed things up later, then the voice is just like any other instrument. You got to teach the motor skills, you got to teach the body, the brain what to do. Mm-hmm. And if everything is flying by super fast, whether it's a guitar riff or a singing riff or whatever, if everything is flying by really fast, the brain never gets a chance to see it. It never gets a chance to feel the kinesthetics. Okay, it never gets a chance to feel it and see it and learn what to do and how to fix it. So by slowing things down, whether you're playing guitar or drums or voice, you begin to put it on and to feel the physicality of it and the physics of it.
Yeah.
Right? Aesthetics of it. And then you speed it up.
The accuracy.
Accuracy. Yeah. And the thing, one thing that made me a good coach and I think a good singer is that when I was in my formative years, when I was training, I somehow was able to find a way to geek out on that. I was able to gamify that.
Okay.
It's possible to make that, it's possible for that to become boring if you let it become boring. But if you got a microphone and you got some cool reverb and you got some amplification, that helps make training fun. Yeah. And singing songs, of course, when you're done training. But I gamify tone. Like, I'm going to make this the most beautiful tone I can make it. I'm going to make this as accurate as I possibly can. And I just geeked out on it and convinced myself that was fun. And sometimes it was, and sometimes it wasn't. But I kept soldiering on, and fucking A, now I can sing great, and I'm a voice coach.
Okay. So when you're saying like make it sound good, was that in all of your onsets and training and like?
Yeah, for sure. The onsets. The onsets are all about that, aren't they? The onsets are all about. Like the onsets, if there ever was, they're all about that. But if there ever was the first and foremost thing after frequency to get really geeky on, it would be the onsets. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, I had a question for you that's kind of in line with this, but I tend to some days, and it seems like more often than maybe 4 out of 6 days or something, I feel like I've got it's like bubbly or kind of grindy. And I don't know what it is. It's not necessarily in the passaggio. I don't know if it's like my sinuses. I don't know if you've dealt with anything like that. But like some days I'm like, one day I'm like I went, you know, from C2 to C3 to C5, and I sang them all very, like great. And I didn't break in the passaggio at all. And I went, and it was awesome. And then the next day it's like, and I'm like, you know, what is it? I don't know if it's like my sinuses, if I ate yogurt or drank milk, or I don't know.
Okay. All right. So, I just taught this lesson right before you, coincidentally. It's because it's so common. So it's a very popular thing. So my teacher, Maestro Kyle, one of my teachers, Maestro Kyle, who taught Jeff Tate and Lane Staley and Chris Cornell and Ann Wilson, a lot of these famous Seattle people, he had all these really great sayings. Okay. And they're actually in the book. If you look at the book, on the back of the book, you'll find this in there.
Yeah.
So one of the things that he said that I'll never forget, which is true, is, and I want you to take this to heart, and it sort of gives you a break a little bit so you don't be too hard on yourself. The voice never feels twice the same. Okay, and that's a fair statement. It never feels twice the same. Now, if you're on a good run for a week, maybe it's 5 days, you sound great and you're happy with it, but it's still, yet it never felt one day to the next wasn't exactly the same.
Right.
Okay. But when you're a beginner, the delta between feeling good and having problems is more common and much more vast between the two, right? So one day you will sound like a turd, and the next day you have no idea how it happened, but suddenly you sound like Steve Perry for about 45 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, something's happening. Okay. Yeah. So, so when that happens, especially as a beginner, don't let it mess with your head. Okay. Okay. It's fine. All right. So the more you train, the more you build your motor skills, eventually you'll get to a point where the voice still never feels twice the same. But instead of one day sounding like a turd and the next day sounding amazing, when you get to a level like where I'm at, the voice sounds either great or good.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So you think it's musculature and
it's motor. It's two things. So I'm going to make 2 points on this. One is just development and motor skills. So be patient with that. Okay. It is also something everybody feels. It's just that when you're more experienced, the turds go away, and then you're just sort of battling between good and great.
Okay.
Okay. Now, hang on. And the third thing that is important is foods and diets. Yes, foods. So slimy stuff like nuts, bananas, sweet tarts, Tootsie Rolls, stuff that just creates a lot of slime and milk, dairy products can get in your way. All right.
Okay.
So and at different levels for different people. Some people it doesn't bother them. Others they can't touch one macadamia nut or they're out. Okay. So you have to get to know yourself and what it does to your voice. But sometimes there's just some bubbles and there's some slime. Okay, that's sort of flapping in the wind down there in your vocal tract as you're blowing wind, and it's going. It's a piece of Tootsie Roll slime. Okay, and just try not to eat that stuff before you train. If you really want to be like hardcore.
Gotcha. Okay, because I just know maybe I can do maybe you can hear. I'll just try and do a quick siren and see do a quack and release. I just want to see if you can hear it and you can identify, if it's what it is. So maybe see so.
All right. Okay.
Kind of grinding in there a little bit.
nothing. That is like so a nothing burger.
Nothing?
That's nothing. That's not even what I was talking about. Okay. That is like, dude, there's nothing. There's no story there. There's absolutely no story there. Now I hear it.
Okay, so there's something there because you hear it.
All right, there's something there. I hear it, and it's a motor skills thing. It's not food.
It's motor skills. Okay.
What I heard was a motor skills thing. So if you just keep practicing, and if you clean up your chops, like which is sort of what's been the theme today, quality. Okay, if you clean up your chops, that'll go away in 2 weeks from now.
Okay. Okay.
And by the way, you're supposed to be doing a melodic fifth or a siren, and that was neither.
You're right. I just kind of.
You made noise.
I made noise.
Your onset was good. Your onset was good, and your release to the vowel was good. You got off to a good start. Your onset was good, and then you went on a siren, which was at a good pace, by the way. Like it had potential. It had promise, but then you just went and you just sort of like went ape shit and went nowhere at the top. You got to go to something, okay? And any interval, it can be any interval, but in the program we do fifths and octaves. Yeah. And so just do fifths and octaves right now, okay?
Okay. Yeah. And so is dampening the larynx, this is my last question, I guess, but dampening the larynx, that's a cry mode, you know, because the last part of the quack and release is dampening the larynx, right? You know, the last.
In the quack and release workflow, I do make a point. Yeah, good. I can tell you've been studying. That's great. I do make a point to dampen the larynx as you're releasing from that high compression position. Otherwise, there's a risk of it getting quacky. So we want to dampen the larynx to amplify that compression and make it and make a beautiful, warm, amplified sound and not quackiness.
Okay. So my question is am I dampening the larynx because I do the track, you know, the placement, then the hyper compressed me sound.
Yeah, which was good.
Embouchure.
Yeah.
The release, but I'm not sure I dampen the larynx, or I don't know that I can feel or hear what I'm doing.
Yeah. You can hear it when you do it, and you can feel it when you do it.
Right.
That being said, the kinesthetics and the sound color of a dampened position are subtle.
Okay.
Beginner,
is that dampen the larynx?
No.
That's just something. Okay.
Listen. And I can tell you've been exploring through the thing. This is really great. Larynx dampening is a little bit more advanced, but yeah, you need to play with it. So there's a couple ways to get into the larynx dampening, but I think one of the best ways is an onset called dampen and release.
Right.
An onset to dampen. Okay. So a dampen and release onset, among other things, is characterized by the fact that it's any onset that comes off of a plosive. Mm-hmm. Okay. When I say plosive, you know what I mean?
A or P or T.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A consonant that pops.
Pops, yeah.
Pops or explodes, all right? So you can do P's, you can do T's. They're all fine. B tends to be the best one to do.
Baby, yeah.
Baby. Okay, yep, watch me now. So it's not this. I can do it without and consciously not dampen just to prove a point. Watch. Babe. I'm not really a good larynx dampening. I'm not getting any dampening on that at all. Is it horrible? No. Is it best it could be? Absolutely not. Because if I take this, it's too bright and quacky.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. So if I take that, my voice is going to break, and the higher I go with that position, the more shrill and ugly it'll be. Like it can kind of work down in the chest voice, but dampening really pays dividends when you get high. All right, so now I will do it and dampen. And it's just, you just bring in a little bit of Elmer Fudd and you get beep, 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 beep. That is not it's not a deep throaty resonance falls down my trachea sound. It's not that. So be careful, those that are watching this. It's not it's still forward.
Yeah.
Okay. That's it. Go ahead, go forward. Got a little bit of it's got a little bit of Elmer Fudd in there. Product A with no dampening. Baby, babe. Product B with dampening. Baby, babe. Product A. Baby. Product B. And if you then go on a siren, maintain the dampening, oh baby, you're going to get stability, and your head voice is going to sound more chesty, more beefy.
Gotcha. Okay. That's good.
But do this.
This is recorded, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
In fact, I have Firefly, which is an AI system that records the video, and I'll send it to you. It records the video, and then underneath the video, AI takes all of the lesson points that we made and organizes them and gives you action items and says, "When Robert taught you this, and you learned that, and then Robert wants you to do this," and it's a miracle. It's amazing, dude. I don't have to give you a lesson plan. It's like it tells you everything you're supposed to work on.
That's pretty nice.
It's definitely brilliant. So I'll email that to you. So we're running over time right now, but I'm having fun. So if you want to stay a little bit, I just want to help you. Okay, so check it. Do this. I want you to anchor your tip of your tongue against the back of bottom teeth. Okay. When you're larynx dampening, you have to anchor the tongue. Okay. And you were kind of doing it again, but let's try again. So you're kind of doing it. Watch.
Okay.
So keep your tongue forward. Press your tongue forward. Yeah. Don't overdo it. Don't let your enthusiasm overdo it, and then it becomes like a sick seal. Be careful. Just a natural. You can go too far on it, and it doesn't work. Subtle. Yes. Give me a better voice. Perfect. Babe. And if you're feeling ambitious, take that dampen and release onset and put it on the move, right? That's the method. You put it on the move with a melodic fifth. So.
Okay.
You learn to hold that position. Don't unravel. Hey, get your chin up. Get your chin up. Don't unravel. Don't. No. Isolate. Maintain its integrity. It's clean.
Gotcha.
That's it. Now you're in your enthusiasm. You're going a little too far. Be careful. Don't get too excited about it, and then it turns into you're just 1/10 of a millimeter. You're just one micro movement away from sounding like a 6 seal. Okay, so be really careful. You got to. Don't go. That's too much. Babe, baby, babe.
Babe, 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 babe.
While you're dampening, which is warming the sound, keep the resonance forward in an edging position. So then you get the bass knob and the treble knob. You get the best of both worlds. Babe,
Babe.
perfect.
All right. That one felt pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Get forward.
Take that, practice that, and then get brave and start pulling that through the passaggio. With cry mode, if you're not thinning out, it won't work. Right. So you got to do that too. Okay. So you're dampening, embouchure, cry mode. Take it through the passaggio.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm trying. Let's see. Babe, 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 babe.
Stop.
Yeah.
Stop. Give yourself notes.
Oh, you're right.
You're in a habit of just going, oh, I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to just toss something up. Don't do that anymore. Yeah. Give yourself actually frame an interval. Yeah, frame something. Okay.
Okay, framed interval. Babe, 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 babe.
Yes.
Babe, babe. There it is.
Do that about 2,500 times.
Gotcha. Okay. That's the dampen release. And basically with all of them, intervals. Always.
Like, dude, as soon as you decided that you were going to sing a real note, that you were going to go to a real note, something that had a name, something that, a real destination, the whole thing just went like, the whole thing just like fell together.
Nice. Okay.
The big problem is if you're just throwing noise out there, what's going to happen?
That's all you're going to get. That's what you're going to have.
You're going to get noise.
Yeah, you'll have noise. That's what you'll get back. Okay.
You're practicing an instrument. Mm-hmm. It's an instrument, and I'm not trying to be cute or coy or biased towards singers. It's an instrument, dude. Okay, as soon as you start putting it inside the framework of frequencies and intervals, it's not a articulated grunting machine anymore. Okay, which is what voice is. Speaking is just articulated primate grunting. Okay, it's just primate grunting with great tongue work. Okay, which other apes don't have. That's it. That's it. Okay, it's not much more than that. Okay,
yeah,
and it's very primitive. It's very, hominid. It's very, very primitive, dude. Okay, like there were other ancient species of hominids that could do things like this too. Okay, like Australopithecus, they could do shit like this. Okay, but they couldn't do that.
Right. Okay.
This is an instrument. Just like, the body wasn't designed, we did not evolve to do gymnastics bars, okay, and swing around and do gymnastics bars. We did not evolve to do floor mat exercises where we jump and we spin and land on our feet. That was never required to make a living on the African savannah when we were back in the day. It wasn't. Sorry, it just wasn't.
Yeah.
That stuff is all high art. It's high art. It's It's a beautiful, miraculous thing that we can have the intelligence and the ability to do these things. But what my point is you got to just train it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so the voice is an instrument, and instruments require notes.
Yeah, that's it seems so simple and logical when you say it like that, but it's, because I'm trying to think, why wasn't I going for notes? And then I was like, well, I was just thinking so much about making it happen that I wasn't really thinking about where I was going.
And there's a place and time for that. You're stuck in traffic and you're multitasking, you're doing something else, or you're in the shower and you got to go, but you want to just kind of make some now. It's not a total waste of time, but when you're deciding to be, when you carve out your real training time, you're going to sing notes if you're my student. Okay, like this is not. Does that have any musical? I don't know. Maybe for some like weird 21st century avant-garde arty farty, Aaron Copland thing. Maybe. Splash Campbell's soup against a canvas and call that art. I guess maybe, but that's not really what we're doing here. We're we want to be musical.
Yes.
I've taken up enough of your time.
I really appreciate it. This is good stuff for sure. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I look forward to seeing you again. Do you have any lessons prepaid yet?
No, I paid for this one. I'll see where my calendar is. I want to be probably about a couple weeks. I want to be up in my spot in Vancouver.
Okay. All right, no problem.
Yeah.
You are a good student.
Well, I appreciate that. You're a great teacher. So of all the places I looked, I was like, man, this guy knows, what to do. So
thank you.
This is great.
Yeah, I'm sort of an idiot savant at it.
Yeah. I mean, you get it. Really, it was Bernoulli. When you talked about Bernoulli physics, because I'm an engineer, so I studied fluids and whatnot, and I studied Bernoulli in school, and I was like, okay, this guy's talking about Bernoulli. He studied. He knows what he's talking about. That honestly, that was one of the main things. I was like, okay, if we're talking about respiration, Bernoulli physics, this guy. Yeah. This guy knows what he's talking about. So win and release
is where you're gonna get a good feel for that.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, brother. Lots of fun. Enjoy your weekend and singer-size everywhere and anywhere you can. But when you dedicate your at least 30 minutes for 3 days a week in a controlled environment, you're going to sing notes. And even if you are singer-sizing, sing notes. I used to recommend to my students, I forgot to tell you this, I used to recommend my students, just get an app, get like a little note app or a little keyboard app, okay? And you can, in traffic, you can go, okay, give me a beep, 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 throw it down on the seat and you got your notes,
Yep. I got recorded stuff because I got in trouble. I didn't get in trouble, but I was doing a little too much singing while I'm driving. I was like, okay, this might be dangerous. No more pitch. Basically, I just have some recorded stuff that I just turn on and then I try and match while I'm singing. But that way I can still keep my face focused.
No, it's dangerous. Let me tell you, I can tell you firsthand, it's really dangerous. So see this arm right here?
Yeah.
See, really nice and straight.
Oh, yeah.
Straight.
Uh-huh.
Look at this arm. See how this arm is not straight? Okay. My entire elbow is completely reconstructed with titanium. Like it's all metal in here. Because I was practicing belting techniques inside my motorcycle helmet on a Harley in Seattle. I shit you not, was not paying attention. I was singer-sizing while driving my motorcycle. And I ran a red light. And the next thing I know, I'm in a hospital awaking and they've completely reconstructed my arm. Like, what the fuck, where am I? Like, well, dude, you were hit by a car because you ran you ran a red light on your motorcycle and you've been here for 2 days, and we just did a $90,000 surgery on your left elbow, and you had the best guy in town and it should be fine. So would you like, some orange Tang now? I'm like,
God.
Holy shit.
Wow.
It's true, dude, because I was synchronizing in my helmet while driving a motorcycle. So I don't recommend that you do that.
No, I mean, I use the car when I'm driving, but that's why I have my thing. So because I'm basically what you just said. I've been like, oh, am I on pitch? Am I doing this? Then I'm like, okay, if I kill myself in a car accident, this isn't going to be worth anything. So I have recorded stuff. That way my focus is still straight and I'm still looking, and it's helped me not close my eyes when I sing too. Because I'm like, you can't be singing, closing your eyes, driving around.
Dude, and there was like 5 friends of mine from Seattle, just from different walks of life, like musicians and studio people and people that were that rented other space at my studio in Seattle, just different friends. And so for about a year, it was like, dude, I haven't seen you since you got hit by that car. And I'm like, huh? Because I was totally out. I don't remember anything. Okay, I don't remember anything at all. I wasn't there. And they're like, well, yeah, down there in Kirkland at the red light. Don't you remember me? I ran up to you. I'm Joe. Remember, I used to play bass in your band. Don't you remember? I stopped my car and I came up and I got on my knees. I said, dude, are you alive? Are you okay? Robert, you okay? I called the ambulance. I'm like, I don't remember you being there at all. Yeah, so like 5 friends were happened to be driving by. I'm like, holy shit! On the street in a spread eagle. Yeah, so like everybody, this whole town was in there trying to help me out. And I don't remember any of them.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy, man. Well, I'm glad. Well, that's a good lesson to know to keep in mind. I'm glad that you lived and didn't get super messed up. Man, that's crazy. What would you say changed from that day? What was the new phase?
I suppose just a little bit more better appreciation for life and how easy it can go. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's good to know. Man, yeah. It's one of those near-death experiences,
So, yeah, get the most out of it. And so, therefore, the moral of the story is sing notes.
Sing notes. All right.
Okay.
Sing notes. You never know what could happen. Don't waste time. Yeah. Don't waste time making noise. Sing notes. You never know. You never know how long it's going to last.
Get some. Right. Okay.
All right. Awesome. Hey, appreciate it, Robert. Have a good one.
Bet.